Tell me, can you guess the price difference between these two versions of the same set of figures? One official and one knockoff? This whole story started when I finally pulled the trigger on this panty and stocking with garter belt figure after thinking about it for an entire year. If you saw my previous LEGO Catgirl video, you might already know that I'm a huge panty and stocking fan. I use panty and stocking music in basically every video. I have this weird rule when it comes to non-essential stuff I want. I'll leave it in my cart for a full year. If I still want it after a year, then I know I actually love it enough to buy. So you can imagine how defeated I felt when I finally got this $100 panty and stocking figure, only to find this massive seam where her arm connects to the body. And no, I'm not just being picky. If you look at the official promotional photos, that Mariana trench absolutely should not be there. For a while, I genuinely thought I had been scammed and received a fake. Then I came up with what I thought was the perfect way to test it. I bought a knockoff. If there was basically no difference, I'd have a pretty good reason to contact the seller and fight for a refund. But when the knockoff finally arrived, I was honestly shocked. Sure, you can still see some of the same molding imperfections, along with a few rough edges, but the face sculpt and overall shape were surprisingly solid. And keep in mind, this thing didn't even come in a proper box. No protective inserts, no fancy packaging. They literally threw it into a random bag and shipped it to me. Yet somehow, the figure still had basically the same overall shape as the official version, with barely any noticeable paint rub. And here's where things get absolutely crazy. These knockoff figures cost me $10. Yep, you heard that right. That's a 10 times price difference. Part of me honestly wonders if the knockoff manufacturer deliberately kept the quality just good enough to avoid attracting too much attention, because clearly they're capable of getting surprisingly close to the official version. Aside from the missing two-person display base, the actual difference between the two figures wasn't nearly as big as I expected. Now, I completely understand why an official manufacturer has to cover things like licensing, design, labor, rent, shipping, marketing, and all the other costs that come with making an officially licensed product. But as a fan, it's still disappointing when the actual figure has flaws that aren't present in the promotional images, especially when a knockoff costing 1/10 the price can get surprisingly close in overall quality. And yes, the knockoff still has plenty of flaws, but honestly, I don't think those flaws are anywhere close to being worth a 10 times price difference. There's also an interesting argument that piracy has helped some massively popular anime reach wider audiences around the world. That doesn't make knockoffs okay. They're still unauthorized copies. But I also don't think an official company can rely on having the license while continuously cutting costs and letting product quality slip, because eventually, you're not just saving money, you're spending the trust of your own fans. At the end of the day, consumers care about what they actually receive for the money they spend. If official manufacturers put more effort into the final product and made sure there was a genuinely noticeable quality gap between the official figure and a $10 knockoff, I think that would do a lot more to keep collectors buying official. And sometimes, the popularity created by knockoffs and unauthorized distribution can indirectly bring attention back to the official franchise anyway. Maybe that's one reason knockoffs will probably never completely disappear. So what about you? Would you buy the $10 knockoff, or would you still go with the official figure? And if you have a different take on this whole situation, let me know in the comments. See you in the next one.